Welcome to another podcast. Today we're at the King Cobra MMA gym in Downey, California with Isaiah, the owner of the gym. What's up, Isaiah?
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good, man. So I'm here with Ivan. Ivan used to train here, but he ended up twisting his ankle and he never showed up again. What's up with that, Ivan?
It's a very sad story. You know, my second day back, I was hitting the bag after class, and I did a jumping knee on the, what's that bag called? The bowling pin bag, or?
Like, some people call it a teardrop. Some other people call it pear. So.
It looks like a bowling pin, whatever. I threw a jumping knee, and when I landed on sweat, and yeah, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. And,
sweat. Quotes.
Don't you think this episode's kind of romantic, Art? Because this is where we met.
Aww.
Yeah, Ivan always with the gay shit. If you hear the other podcasts, Ivan's everyone knows. You know, Ivan's the one that ain't straight. You know.
They're confused.
Yeah, he's a little confused if you guys heard the last podcast.
Just to let you guys know, I like romantic comedies.
But yeah, so we're at Isaiah's gym. I was here how many years ago? Like 3 years ago, probably.
Yeah, I would say about 3 years ago.
3 years ago when I came, that's when you. How long did you open up when I barely came?
When you came, I'd say we were probably open about 3 months.
Damn.
It was about 3 months. Really? Yeah.
No way.
It was about 3 months. Right. Yeah, he was doing morning class, though. So
Yeah.
morning class, we literally had I don't know, I would say like one guy or two guys, if that.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Well, you would come in the morning sometimes too.
But that was like later, like maybe like a year into like coming here. Shit, I remember when I passed by here on Paramount Boulevard one day, and I saw I think I was looking up online like MMA gyms or Muay Thai gyms,
Right.
and I saw your place, so I stopped by here, but you weren't even open yet. Like the mat wasn't even in. I peeked in, I was like, wait, what the hell? Like it's not even open.
Right. Well, that's kind of why I said coming soon on the banner.
Yeah, well, I mean, online, I thought it was open
Right.
already,
No,
but yeah.
Well, I mean, we figured we put the website on first. Why? That way people can inform themselves of what's going to come and,
Yeah.
what type of training I've had and what type of training is going to be here. So, I mean, it was more for information-wise. So that's kind of why we put the coming soon banner. But, yeah.
So when you had the coming soon banner, you guys were already open, or you're just
No.
No.
Yeah.
So you would just be in here
Correct.
kicking it, or what?
I was in. We're constructing and getting
Oh, okay.
Like sign-ups, I think.
No. Well, that, and we're also getting what was it? All the documents and all that the city needs in order to open, because you can't literally just come in and decide to open anywhere.
Yeah, bro. This is in Mexico.
No, because I think I remember coming in when the mat still wasn't in, and actually.
Yeah, that's right. I remember
Yeah.
you came in and we're still working on it.
Yeah.
It was a work in progress.
And
You
now
guys-
look at this place.
You guys don't know, when they barely opened up, people would be doing jiu-jitsu and concrete, you know? No mats and,
No, man.
you know.
All old school.
Isaiah was all like, hey, that's how the Gracies did it. That's how you guys are going to do it. You guys are
Exactly.
spoiled. But Ivan, let them know a little bit about your gym.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's not, what? I was like, wait, it's not my gym.
I'm like, whoa, what? I'm like, you open up a gym?
I guess I
I'm like, good for you.
I'm a co-owner.
Yeah, Ivan's a co-owner. If you guys didn't know, he started here early, so he's a co-owner. I mean, Isaiah, let them know a little bit about your gym.
Well, what can I say? I mean, we're MMA gym, but we're mostly focused on Muay Thai. Muay Thai is I'd say our strong point. But I mean, everything that we do have, it's real high level. I mean, we have a high level wrestling coach, we have a high level jiu-jitsu coach, so everything's pretty well put together. But lately, just been competing a lot of Muay Thai.
Okay, cool. And like, what is your prices that you have for your students?
Well, we try to keep it simple. I think we have about three price plans. We have $100 for morning class, $120 for Muay Thai, and $150 for the whole package. So you get to train morning, night, jiu-jitsu, everything.
And the morning package, that's like is it a certain class, or you mix up the classes every morning?
Well, it's a certain class, but I mean, you get also days. You get jujitsu, you get Muay Thai. Just certain days get switched up.
All right, cool. So the full package is like 150, and they get like unlimited training.
Correct.
Okay, that's cool. And you have like a month to month, or how does that work?
Right. Well, we do have contracts. We do have a year contract, 6 months. We also have month to month. The month to month's a little bit more expensive. So, but honestly, look, guys,
It's worth it.
exactly. Check this out. When it comes to martial arts, you're not gonna learn a damn thing in a month. Honestly, all you're gonna do is pretty much learn to throw a jab, if that. You know, you gotta drill certain moves constantly in order to even see any type of result. So I'd say in a month, yes, you're gonna learn something, but not enough to be able to defend yourself or anything like that. If that's your priority.
Right. Or if you're Ivan, you come in a year and a half and you roll your ankle.
That's true. You go,
It was a sweat. No, yeah, I think what throws people off is the price. You know, they come in wanting to, learn martial arts, whatever it is, whatever the discipline is. But yeah, that throws them off. But like you said, it's worth it, you know, because
Exactly.
yeah, you're not gonna learn. It's not like a 24-hour fitness where you're just gonna. I mean, that could be if that's what you're into, you know, just I don't know, using the machines and go for it. But you know, this is like you get the full like body workout, cardio workout. You know, it's like you get disciplined. You know, it's worth the price, basically. You know.
The thing is, too, when it comes to price, you get what you pay for. Honestly, you know.
Right.
If you go to a gym and then they're charging $50 or something like that, A, they're probably not gonna teach you what they should be teaching you, and B, you're not gonna get much of your money's worth.
Yeah, like
honestly.
Art over here goes to $5 boxing classes like once a week. Who's your trainer, Art?
Well, no. But the thing I was gonna say, in the MMA gym, the reason it's a higher cost than, like, let's say a boxing gym, right? Like, this guy was making fun of it, right? But when I go, the reason it's $5 because I just go like you pay for the day just to use the gym. You're not getting someone to train you. So you just pay and, like, all right, you could work out, you know. But an MMA gym, you got to understand that there's multiple disciplines. It's not just boxing, right? It's like MMA. So you got to take in consideration, they pay Thai trainers, they pay a wrestling coach, they pay a jiu-jitsu coach. That's a big difference. So that's like 3 gyms in one. And an MMA gym. And an MMA class, I'm sorry. So that's literally four classes. So if you go to a boxing gym, let's say it's $50. Yeah, so imagine times 4. That'll be $200 a month. Right, and here it's like 150, so there's a difference. And the MMA is like a big thing now. You know, it's not like boxing was a big thing before. And boxing is cool too. It just whatever you're trying to learn, right? If you're trying to learn martial arts, other disciplines, come check out King Cobra. What's the location?
So we're at 12145 Paramount Boulevard in Downey, California. So. If you guys ever want to check it out, you can get a free class, try it out, and then we go from there. We're not trying to hard sell you anything. I think our training and our results speak for itself. So yeah.
Yeah, so that's cool. They offer a free class, so just come check it out. They're not gonna try like, hey, come on, man, or do you want to get started or not? Like, you decide what you want to do. So at the end of the day, you just talk to them. If you want to get started, you guys get started, and if you don't, well, you just had a free class, right? You worked out, you learned a little bit, you got some cardio in. So that's Isaias' segment right there. Oh, real quick though, before like you opened up your MMA gym, like where did you train at before?
So I trained at a shoot a box. When I first started, I think, I don't even remember the year. I'm so old already. I was in my 20s, early 20s. I think I was 20 years old when I first started, and I was under Coach Roberto. He was the first shoot box coach that came. He was real well versed in MMA, and I learned quite a bit from him. But then he had a fall through or something. I don't know what happened, and I had my recent coach now. That's still my coach. His name is Jerson Shilapak, and he emphasized more on the striking aspect. So that's kind of what made me fall in love with Muay Thai, because at first I was more, oh, maybe I should kind of get an MMA career, but the Muay Thai aspect just kind of stuck in my head, and that's where I went from there.
Didn't you train a bit for Rafael?
Yes,
Cordero?
for a little bit. Yes,
For a little bit.
Well, when he first came from Brazil, when he was still part of Shootbox, we had quite a impressive team.
So you were with Shootbox when Rafael was there.
Yes.
Oh,
so
nice.
yeah, Rafael, Fabrício Verdun, Vanderlei Silva, Shogun was still there. Cyborgs, the both of them.
And you were Vanderlei's main sparring partner, right?
No way. That guy's something else.
Did
There's
they ever,
no
like-
light sparring with that guy.
So when you would see him spar sometimes or not? Did you ever get a chance? To see
Yes, I
Vanderlei?
got a chance to see him a few times, and yeah, they always looked really impressive, and it was always pretty wild. So he kind of chose who he wanted to spar with, because I mean, at the end of the day, if you're a beginner, there's no chance in hell you're gonna be able to hang even one round with a guy that high level.
Right. So he wouldn't even attempt to spar with other
No.
the amateur guys.
No.
Because he wasn't sparring, he was fighting.
Correct. So he was normally when he was there, he was already fight camp. He was in fight camp, so he had no time to be sparring, or even no business sparring with a amateur or a beginner.
Right. All right, that's dope. So yeah, so shoot box. If you guys don't know, if you're a casual like Ivan, Shootbox was the original gym where Shogun and Vanderlei would train at back when they were fighting in Pride. And Shootbox is still around, but like Isaiah mentioned, Rafael opened up his own gym. I forgot what it was called. I think King's MMA.
King's MMA,
Yeah, King's
yes.
MMA. But yeah, so that's Isaiah's story of opening up his gym, where he came from, and now his MMA. He has his own MMA gym now.
No, well, I have a question for you, because you're a pretty laid back guy. You're always smiling, joking around. But you're since I guess since I started coming here, there was now that I look around, there's so many things that weren't here before. Just like heavy bags or
Right.
the ring, all these medals, all these belts. When I first came in here, there was nothing of that.
Right.
So how do you have you ever taken the time to reflect? And I'm sure you obviously, I know you appreciate your students. I know you love them, but have you ever taken a minute to just reflect and say, damn, life's good, or I'm really out here doing this, I'm doing what I would like to do. Have you ever taken
Yeah, honestly, I think it kind of started last year, and it was at the end of the year, pretty much around this time, December. I just kind of looked, and I started seeing all the trophies rack up, all the medals rack up, and just kind of, seeing all that hard work, not only that I put in, but also my students.
Yeah.
It's an amazing thing. You see how much you grow in such little time, where there's some gyms that, they take them years in order to produce what I'm producing as
Yeah.
fast as I am right now. I'm not trying to sound arrogant or anything, but
No, but it has been pretty fast, because I
Right.
mean, Johnny, how long has he been training? 2 years? He's already
Correct.
about 2 years, right? Or maybe 3?
Yeah, let us know about Johnny. I seen some highlights that you posted up on the King Cobra Instagram page.
Right.
He's a
So,
Thai fighter.
For those of you who don't know, he's one of my first students. His name is Jonathan O'Neill. He's the only North American WBC champ. So it's a real high honor that we got to fight for that, and he's the only title holder right now. He's in the rankings as well, and he's put in a lot of work. I pretty much trained him from the ground up, and seen how he progressed, seen how he just flourished. And that kid, let me tell you, he's one of the hardest workers I've ever seen. He first started off real shy, real timid. Still is kind of shy, but I mean that you can't really grow out of. But he's a real good kid. I'm really proud of all of his work. I see him more like a son right now. Because he pretty much grew up here.
Yeah.
He started at 14. He's 17 now.
Oh damn!
Wow.
3
Yeah, yeah. Well, he was 14 going on 15.
Okay.
Right. So he has about two years and some change training. But everybody asked me, well, how does he why is he so successful? Why does he? How did he learn so fast? And there was a period in time where my gym in the morning classes was really slow, and he was homeschooled. So he was pretty much getting privates for free, taking advantage of it, and that's helped him tremendously, And
So he'll come like 2 times a day, like in the
correct,
morning and in the
yes,
afternoon.
he was going in. He was going in the morning
How
and in
many
the
days
night.
a week would he come?
All week.
5 days a week?
So it was Monday through Friday, and then
So think about it, 5
yeah.
days a week, 2 times a day. So he literally did like in a year what people would do in 2 years.
Correct.
Some people won't even come.
Not even
5
that,
days.
yeah,
They'll come, like,
exactly.
3 times a week, and that's still
Once or twice,
for
exactly.
a person. That's pretty good. 3 times a
Yeah.
week that they come. So he was probably did in a year what people do in 3 years.
exactly, and
Plus the privates.
yeah. So he's always there working hard, and like I said, me and him were I was just pretty much training him, and then little by little people started joining, but he was still always there, always dedicated, and I really enjoy working with him. He's real humble, always wants to learn, always eager to learn, and that's one thing that's gonna make you better. And the way he pays attention and the way he waits, he waits and listens, watches, and analyzes things, so
That's
Yeah.
dope. And do you have them like watch also like professional Thai fighters? Hey, watch video of this
Correct.
this fighter, bull cow. Or,
so I would tell him, here, watch this guy, watch that guy. I don't really want to go into too much because I don't want people finding out our, our secret recipes. But
no, but you would tell them like
Correct,
like,
I would-
like most
yeah.
most fighters they'll look up to the pros and be like, oh, let me take a piece of this guy, whatever works for you.
exactly. So yeah, that's one thing that I always told him is whatever new technique you learn, adapt it to yourself because everybody uses things differently. Where somebody's more flexible in one part, somebody throws a jab a little bit longer because of the length.
Right.
It's always you got to adapt to your own style and to your own, comfort level.
Right, because there's gyms that they're like, oh no, our gym we train our fighters to just be aggressive, right? And there's some gyms that they train fighters different. But you're more open, like, well, whatever are your strengths, work towards that, right? I'm guessing that's what you work with Johnny.
Correct. But I'm always a fan of aggressive. Yeah. like I said, coming from the shoot box background, that's what we like to do, and we like to beat some ass pretty good.
Yeah, I could say I'm I guess witness to that.
Yeah.
You always I
haven't seen what we do and what we're capable of,
So like, would you say that you're training? Obviously, like every fighter has his own style, and you try to work with his style. But like, what kind of style do you think Johnny has? Without, I guess, like.
Well, Johnny, I would say he's more. Because we mix it up more. So we're more. We kind of gravitate a little bit towards the Dutch style of Muay Thai. Dutch style kickboxing. But we do have our Muay Thai in there as well, our traditional Muay Thai, which is from the elbows, a lot of clinching. That's one of the things that does make us really successful. Is that here in Southern California, a lot of people don't focus much on the clinch, and as soon as they get clinched up, they panic, or they basically just don't know what to do. They don't know how to pummel in or
Like
sweep.
Anderson Silva versus Rich Franklin.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So they're getting panic mode as soon as they get their head brought in, and it's one of our main advantages that we have.
Yeah.
Is working on the Thai clinch.
Oh, cool. That's dope, man. So I know he won a couple titles, right? How many titles does he have?
Right now, currently, he has 3 titles. So he has the IFS super lightweight title and the WBC under 18 title as well. And I think it's the Southwest Championship from what is it? USMTO.
Oh, isn't that the one where he's gonna fight in December 15th?
Correct.
Yeah.
Well, this is the regional, yes. So he's fighting December 15th for the regional. He has 2 guys on his bracket right now because at his level, there's not many juniors at his level that kind of,
Yeah.
So it's a little difficult to find opponents.
So they can't put up like he's so good at his age that there's not many people that are there that want to fight him.
Correct. Not only just willing to fight, but just to be able to build up that roster. It's tough to find people like that.
So what weight does he fight at usually?
Usually he fights about 137 to 140 pounds, depending on the organization and depending on, who we want to mix it up with. And we normally don't say no to nobody. Well, actually, we don't say no to anybody. We like to fight. But, we have that mentality that win or lose, you're gonna get experience out of it, So in our Western way of living, we think, oh, well, he lost 2 or he lost 3. That means he's no good. But that's actually really false. Because some of the greats like Senchai, Buakao, Manachai, they're all up in 300 fights, lost about 50, but they're one of the greatest in the world. So losses don't mean nothing in Muay Thai.
Yeah, that's true. I guess, like you said, like over here in the U.S., I guess like any other part of the world other than in Thailand, we think differently. When somebody has a loss, you don't really think of them as a champ anymore, or they're like, oh, they're not that good if they lost. But like these Thai fighters just have up to 200 fights with
Exactly.
losses, but that doesn't mean anything,
Right.
They're one of the some of the greats of all time, just like you mentioned.
Mm-hmm.
So a loss is just like a learning experience.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it don't hurt also being undefeated, but at the same,
right.
it gives you more. Here it gives you more popularity, but at the same time, the more fights you have, the more impressive it is. In Thailand, they don't ask you how many losses you have or wins. They just say how many fights do you have, and the more fights you have is the more respect you get.
Right, and it's because in Western we're used to like boxing, right? They pad up their records.
Yes.
They give them easy fights in the beginning because they're trying to make money. That's what they're trying to do. So
It's a
pad up
business.
records, yeah. So in boxing, that's why when you guys see, oh, this guy's 20-0 in boxing. I forgot who's that guy that he's pretty good. De La Hoya is bringing up some young kid.
Oh, Ryan Garcia.
Yeah, Ryan Garcia. Like he's good, right? But the guys you see him fighting, they're tomato cans, right?
Correct.
His last fight that I saw him, that guy put up a fight. I think they went all the way to 12 rounds, but it's because they're increasing the level of the opponent. But that's what they do in boxing. They're not gonna give you a guy that are like, damn, this guy's probably gonna put up a good fight that you might lose. They won't do that in boxing. They'll do that until way later when like when Canelo fought Mayweather. Yeah, unless it's gonna make you a lot of money. Like when Canelo fought Mayweather, they did it because, hey, you can make millions of dollars right now. Fuck it, take that fight. You're probably gonna lose, and in Muay Thai or in MMA, right? You see greats that they'll have 3 losses, 2 losses, but we don't care as long as we see great fights.
Exactly.
And in boxing, it's not like that.
As long as we see brain damage and blood.
Yeah, Ivan's like that guy, the just bleed. Yes, he's all like, "Fuck, man, why are they going to the ground? That's gay."
Dude, just stand up.
Yeah, just why doesn't he just stand up when he gets taken down?
It's not that easy.
I know you hear people say, "Why doesn't he just get up?"
Or those guys that sit on the couch and be like, I wouldn't have tapped.
Yeah, fuck that, bro.
Oh,
what a bitch. There's some guy that remind me. He's a homie, right? So this guy, he's never like trained, sparred, right? Never, right?
Never.
I remember once we were watching Cerrone versus Diaz. Remember that fight?
Right.
So when Diaz was flipping him off and just beating him up, right, with the pressure. And he was all like, man, Cerrone's a bitch, man. He's not doing nothing. And then I look, I'm like, bro, like, I didn't say nothing in the beginning, but he kept saying, he's a fucking pussy, he's a bitch. And I'm like, bro, why are you talking so much shit, bro? Like, this is a fucking professional fighter,
Right.
Like, you don't even train, so how are you even talking like that?
Yeah.
And then when McGregor fought Mendes, he was kicking him in the push kicks, right, to the body, right? He kept landing him, and he catches him, right, and then he gets rocked, he falls. He was all like, "Oh, that shit was fixed, man. He didn't even hit him hard." I'm like, "What the fuck?" Like, bro. And then I remember he was kind of drunk and he was all mad. He was all like, "Yeah, man, that's just stupid. He was fixed, man. Dana's just protecting Conor. Everything was fixed." I'm like, "Bro, you've never even got in the ring to spar. How do you know that wasn't hard? Those teeth to the body hurt.
Oh yeah,
you know that cross. He was already hurt, and then he catches him. He's tired too. It's gonna hurt him. But like when you hear people talking like that, I'm like you kind of don't even want to watch fights with them.
Right.
Yeah.
I experienced that this past weekend on the with the UFC card. There's like I was.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say you got teamed.
Oh, no, I got teamed.
What are you doing? Getting teamed at a bar
fight. No, some guy that was the main event, Brian Ortega versus Max Holloway, and you know how Max Holloway was just putting them hands on Ortega, you know. Snapping his head back, whatever, and the guy next to me was just like, dude, just block it. Like, I'm like, oh yeah, because it's that easy, huh? I'm like, wow. Didn't you say, Isaias, like one time you were at a bar and when John Jones was fighting, no, some guy said, yeah, John Jones is undefeated, and you're like, Matt Hamill.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's a lot. It's funny because every time that's one of the reasons why I kind of don't like going to bars to watch fights, because I mean, all of a sudden everybody's a fight professor.
Which he technically is. I mean, on record, he's not undefeated, but we all know he's really.
But yeah, you know,
that's a fucking
Matt Hamill.
Matt Hamill.
Fucking Matt Hamill. Like,
Next time, don't do 12 to 6 elbows.
They always give you a warning, like when you do it. Like when you do it, they'll give you a warning, like, hey, stop, or a point, right?
Right.
Point. Don't do that shit. But then they just stopped it.
Correct.
So it's kind of weird. To me, he's still undefeated. He's the best.
I don't know. For me, in my personal opinion, I think he lost to Gustafsson. Just saying. Those rounds, there was a few that were really decisive. I mean, obviously, he won the last two, but...
You could go either way, but I don't think it was a robbery. I don't think you're like, oh, my God, it's a robbery. You could go either way.
I guess. I mean, at the end of the day, people are human, and they do kind of see what they want to see. And, a lot of the times, favoritism goes towards the champ because they have... a lot of people still are in that mentality that, in order to, beat the champ, you have to beat the champ, you know? So it's just, I don't know.
Right. So let's get into the fight card that just happened.
I have one more question for Isaias before we get into
Ask
the
away.
fights. Ask away. So obviously, like, your gym has been pretty successful. You in what, like 4 years that it's been open? 4 years, right? About?
No, well, we're going on 4.
You're going
just,
on 4?
Yeah, we're on 3 and some change.
Okay. Well, like, what's your, apart from, I guess, like, getting Johnny to the next level, like, what would be your goal, like, personally, or, yeah, just what's your goal, like, in terms of, like making the gym bigger, or, like,
right.
I don't know, yeah, what's your goal?
My goal, honestly, is to make champions. I can care less how big my gym is, because, honestly, it's not really how big the gym is, it's the quality that you're producing. You can have a real small hole in the wall, but if you're producing quality killers, it doesn't matter. We don't have the fanciest equipment. We don't have a lot of things that certain gyms have. Like, I don't want to put them out there, but I'm saying like the UFC gym, right? It's a commercialized gym with a ton of equipment, but
right.
I'm not gonna say they don't have any good trainers, because some of them do. Some of them do have pretty high level trainers, but a lot of the time you see a guy that just trained for a few months teaching a class there. So, like I said, we don't have all the fanciest stuff here, but our hard work, our ethic, our way of training is just far superior than a lot of them.
Right, and a lot of martial arts gyms, they're not that fancy like the UFC gym, Like, there's not, most gyms are like yours that, they'll have heavy bags, they have mats, which you don't need that much, crazy equipment to produce champs.
You don't.
As long as you have a good coach, that's the main thing. You can have a fucking badass gym, but if your coach sucks, then, I mean, it just looks nice.
Well, I mean, I wouldn't even go as far as saying the coach sucks. It's just some people just, they just, a lot of people know certain things, and it's not, like I said, a lot of it's not because of the coach. It's usually because it's not their time, or they just kind of didn't. I guess I'm sugarcoating that out.
Yeah, you're sugar. No, like, we're being real. I'm not saying that all of them, right? But I'm saying some of them,
right,
aren't that good. It's like the McDojo. You follow the McDojo fucking Instagram page?
That's pretty hilarious.
It's hilarious.
I mean, that's one thing we don't teach is energy shields here. So
You don't?
No, we don't.
Wow, no, I'm out.
Damn, bro. I think a lot of people are like, damn. I wanted to use my chi to knock people out.
Yeah, there's not much chi here, dude. So I mean, you're not gonna get any of that.
If there's any chi masters out there that want to test their skills, come
Where
over.
you at? Where you at?
Come over at King Cobra and they'll test it out.
Yeah, we'll test
if
those
it
chi
works,
skills.
you guys will fucking be super popular. Beat up a bunch of MMA guys with with your chi.
Yeah,
try
I mean,
it
there's
out.
been a few times too. We also had people that spoke a little bit negative about us on Instagram or Facebook, and we always invited them to come, and not so much to show them what we got, but just to see like the type of training that we do have, and also if they want to get some sparring in, they have, and they just say it didn't turn out so good for them.
Yeah, well, there's always those keyboard warriors, and some of them are actually willing to show up, just like any other gym. I remember you talking about when Jerison first opened up Shootbox in Long Beach, like there's just a bunch of people like going in, just like you said, like there will be sparring like every day with like random ass people.
Exactly. Where my coach opened, there was a couple gyms around. I'm not going to mention any names, but there's a few people that would literally run in front, look inside, and shadow box literally right in front of the gym.
What the fuck?
Yeah. So
What?
Yeah.
Say it again. I didn't.
There's a few people that would act like they were jogging, stop when we were training, and then shadow box right in the front.
Why would they shadow box? Like they're trying to learn what you're teaching?
No, like shadow boxing, like, hey, I know what I'm doing. Kind of trying to be menacing and trying to intimidate us, but we've handled quite a bit of people, actually, pretty much everybody that came in there.
So the people from other gyms came in. They were like, oh, we want to spar, and then
Exactly, and we put them in their place. It was for a little bit. It was pretty much a fight every day.
oh shit,
Because people will
it's
come
fucking
in.
like old school kung fu movies, bro.
Pretty
When you go
much.
and challenge another dojo.
Yeah, but like, I want your master. I'm like, but before your master, you have to get through me.
You level up.
Yeah, you gotta
You
level
keep going up.
And they never made the first level, so
How many people from different gyms you think came?
Oh, I would say in 1 year,
Your first year? Or
in the first year there and in Long Beach with my coach, I would give a good 50 times that happened.
50?
Yeah, it was a lot.
50 dudes
It
came
was-
in to
yeah,
spar.
about-
Holy
yeah.
shit. I thought you were going to say like 10.
Yeah, so we had a lot of gym wars, That's where I got a lot of my experiences. Not even so much from competing, because, back then there's not really any organizations like they are now, but it was pretty much a fight every day.
Oh, shit.
So it was brutal.
You didn't need to cut weight.
Yeah, I didn't need to do anything
You
but
had a
fight
fight
there.
scheduled every day.
Exactly. So it was really brutal, Well, when I first started Shootbox with my coach, my older coach, Roberto, there was no such thing as, hey, I just want to train just to lose some weight or defend myself. No, it's either you're there to fight. That's it, plain and simple. So
Because that gym was a shootbox gym, right?
Correct.
So that's more like a fight gym.
so
That's
everybody knew what they were getting into.
what- yeah.
So that was my thing. I wanted to learn from the best and do the best that I could. And and it was always a fight. I would come home with bloody noses, double black eyes, dents on my forehead. Thanks to my coach now, Jerison, gave me a big dent on my
Damn.
on my eyebrow. Yeah.
Wow.
But we were pretty brutal, and there was no shin guards. It was just gloves and a mouthpiece. That's it. Now we use more protection. We're a lot more safer, but that was just my style. That was the old school style.
Wait, so okay, you said you want to build. I asked you what you're like.
Oh right,
next goal-
we kind of
No. Well,
yeah,
you kind of
dude,
answered it. You
yeah.
said you want to build like
I just want- yeah,
world
exactly.
champions,
Mhm.
But what do you think you'll get out of that? Like, what do you get out of? I'm sure it's seeing Johnny like win these titles, and like obviously it's not. It's gonna go from here, he's
Right.
not gonna stop.
Correct.
So, and I know you get satisfaction like out of that, being proud of him and knowing that obviously he's putting in the work, but you have a lot to do with him getting those belts.
Right.
Like what do you get out of like wanting to build world champions? What do you think you're gonna get out of that?
Well, I guess it's just
Get
legacy.
rich, bitch.
I know, right? I guess I would say it's just legacy, just to have somebody under you, training under you, and it's more a legacy. In Muay Thai you don't make that much, but
It's because you love it.
it's just more of the love for the sport and actually trying to make it more popular here in the States. That way we can build a solid team in the future and be one of the most, be a powerhouse rather than everybody in Asia and Europe, so make it more westernized.
Now, I was talking to Ivan. I don't know if we were talking on the podcast about it or when I was cutting your hair about Muay Thai in the States. It was?
Yeah.
So I was talking about that, they're like Glory and like Bellator kickboxing, they have it, right? and I'm like, well, Muay Thai is more exciting because they'll allow
Right.
the elbows and they'll allow
Yes.
the clinch, but yeah, sweeps. But I guess if they have it if they're gonna broadcast it like whatever on in the U.S., I guess a lot of American fans, they're not gonna want the music that they play, And I know that's a tradition that Muay Thai has, but that's probably like something. If Muay Thai wants to get big in the U.S., they gotta adjust with the market, like
Right.
maybe not the music. The rules stay the same,
Right.
but maybe not the music. And they do the white crew, the dance. Maybe they won't even have airtime to have it on. Like let's say they have 5 fights and you got 2 hours airtime. They could probably skip on TV. They'll
Right.
skip the white crew, but in the event, they could still have it. Do you think that's something that will help Muay Thai? Like, I guess not show it on television because a lot of Americans, they get bored. They're, that's how they are.
Correct. Yeah. Honestly, I couldn't tell you in that perspective as that type of fan because I honestly appreciate the music.
Right.
The
Yeah,
music-
because you're a martial artist.
Correct.
It's like an MMA. We appreciate everything that happens in MMA.
Exactly. People that don't know, unless you're there live and actually experience it, it's a different vibe and a different environment. Because if the rounds are going to later rounds, the music starts speeding up more and people are getting into it. And then you start hearing the "oh-ways," and the cheering and the fans. It's an amazing experience. And cutting out that part of it would probably affect a lot of fighters because a lot of them fight with that emotion and with that how could I say that energy that the crowd's giving and also the music,
Right. Yeah, that makes sense. But I'm just saying, like, as a,
I mean, you can always kind of silence it, I would say, if
Right.
unless it's a live event, then
Yeah.
But everything else you could edit. I mean,
Like,
you
I
could
would
edit the
prefer-
Ramway and you could
Yeah.
edit, some of the music, kind of lower it down in the acoustics.
That's what I mean. I would prefer it because we like,
Oh,
like
for
that
sure.
sport. But
Yeah, without the music for me, it just feels weird,
Yeah. But for the majority, for the masses, I
Right, for
guess.
the masses. And yeah,
what they would have to
like I
do.
said, I would say, kind of muted in the acoustics. I mean, there's certain ways that you can get around it, where you can eliminate background music through editing and stuff like that. So I mean, I think they could do that, and then once they're there, then they could experience it for themselves. Because it's always there's always one thing watching on TV and actually being there, seeing somebody get head kicked and seeing all that spit and blood and sweat fly off his face.
Right.
While the music's speeding up and everybody's chanting and cheering, it's an amazing experience.
Yeah, it really is. I think like as of right now, in the next couple years, maybe it's gonna stay the same. Muay Thai, I feel like it's getting progressively bigger. IFS, they put on pretty good shows.
Real good show, yes.
Yeah. What else?
So far right now, that the ones that I really like is IFS, obviously, because they put on a really good show. They have a what is it, like a theater seating type deal.
The one in Anaheim.
Correct.
Yeah, I
it's
really
at
like
the
that
M3 Live
venue.
Center,
Yeah.
and they have I think it's about 1,000 seating occupancy. It is packed.
Yeah, I feel like
You know?
anywhere you sit in that place, what's it called again?
The M3 Live Center.
Yeah, that's right. Anywhere you sit in that place, it's a good view.
Yeah,
It's a really
exactly.
good view.
You can be in nosebleed seats and still see a great fight and experience it really well, and because of the way it's open, it's open
Yeah.
where you're visually there basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like I said, I feel like it's getting progressively bigger, but as of now, I don't see it growing too much. But I think just the other day I saw that the I don't know what it is, like a commission for the Olympics or whatever you call it. They just like accepted Muay Thai like to be in the Olympics.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think
so
it's what it's called. It's the IFMA organization. What they're trying to do is just bring Muay Thai to the Olympics, I think in 2024. And well, you said that you don't think Muay Thai is growing. In my opinion, from the past few years now to now, I believe it's growing quite a bit faster than I thought it would. Because like I said, I see IFS the organization IFS packed with people. 1,000 people right there watching the fight. WCK, there's always people. MTG, there's always people. So they're triumphant, always people. Lion Fight, always
I
people.
think it's also growing because of social media, right?
Correct.
Right? You
Where a
see
lot
it,
of
like,
people-
oh, what the
yes.
fuck? Like, what's this? You know?
Exactly. They start seeing Muay Thai and they're like, whoa. There's also some videos on YouTube that kind of, because I mean, all I do is just watch fights. So all this all this Muay Thai stuff always comes out on my YouTube recommendations and stuff. So there was this one lady that it said this blogger's reaction to Buakaw, and then she watches Buakaw. It's like, oh my lord, what just happened? Did he just do that? You know, you see Buakaw smashing people with kicks and elbows.
That's funny.
And yeah, so people start seeing that and they're like, whoa, Muay Thai, what is this sport? You know, and I think through social media,
strikers.
exactly, the best strikers in the world. And through social media and all that, I mean, I think it's growing exponentially. And I think, honestly, in a few years, I can see them growing really, really big.
Yeah, I think they just need like someone that's like a billionaire to drop a lot of money and get it out there. You know?
Exactly.
I think that's what's just like the UFC. It wasn't big until the Fertitas fucking dropped millions of dollars into it.
Correct.
Same thing has to happen with Muay Thai. Someone has to come, like Bellator did with Bellator kickboxing.
Right. And see, the thing is, too,
lot of
also, in
money.
my opinion, the UFC didn't blow up that much because, I mean, all they would have was just a couple low-level strikers, but real good grapplers. And to the masses, just like you said, it's not that appealing. You know, for us that know jiu-jitsu and wrestling, we appreciate it, but other people were like, what are those guys doing, hugging each other? Why don't they just get up? They're gay. Yeah, exactly. So, you know, that's not appealing until they took over and they started getting better striking and putting on super fights. I mean, I think that enticed people more to watch it, and so now it's more mainstream. And they also had the money from the Fertitas to be able to advertise, to, you know, put on those nice commercials, you know, those UFC embeddeds and all that. You know, that gets people wanting to see the fight. It gets them hyped up.
I think I honestly think I feel like a way that Muay Thai could like explode over here in the US would be if like Art mentioned, you know, some like a billionaire just like invests in Muay Thai, or also like a big major like TV network just like invest in one of the local or even big Muay Thai promotions.
Right.
And I honestly see ONE FC.
Oh, yeah.
Because I see ONE FC doing that. I don't know if you remember, Art, I mentioned that ONE FC, I think they show their fights on Fox Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so they already have Fox, you know, so I feel like they'll get like the TV deal with Fox over here in the States, and then from there they're already like apart from MMA, they're starting to do their Muay Thai cards, you know, on the side. So I feel like if they get Fox over here, they'll try out the Muay Thai, and then people will start seeing it, and you know, I see.
Now, you're sure they have it on Fox Asia? Because I mean, the UFC, they're on Fox, and that would be like a conflict of interest.
No, but their deal's already ending. You know, in January they're starting the ESPN.
Oh, are they?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
no.
so that's it. Like this is the last month, and then starting next month they're gonna be on ESPN. So
well,
that's
honestly,
why.
I mean, if they do go with Fox, I would say that, you know, it would blow up a lot. Why? Because they have some of the best strikers there now. I mean, they got Nikki Holtzkin, they got Yodsenfly, they got, who else did I see? Liam Harrison.
Yeah.
Oh,
even though he got knocked out.
Yeah, but I mean, it was still a really good fight. You know? Yeah, he got caught with that elbow from Petch. So, but I mean, that guy's a monster on his own. So, I mean, if I want to see those fights, honestly, I want to see caged Muay Thai.
Yeah,
You know,
I feel like
exciting.
that would draw people also, you know, the MMA gloves.
Well, yeah, when I was in Thailand, they had a MX Muay Thai Extreme, and that was so
you
much
went to
fun.
that?
Oh, yeah.
Wow, but that's MMA gloves?
MMA gloves.
Oh, is it?
MX Muay Extreme
It's
is...
just
I'm
Muay Thai in a cage.
I'm thinking of Max Muay Thai.
No, Max
That's
Muay Thai is also a good
Yeah,
organization.
that's a good one.
They put on a lot of good shows. But, yeah, MX Muay Extreme, it's a lot of fun to watch. It's all MMA gloves as well. And, you know, you see people from Thailand compete. I think when I was there, I saw people from Cambodia as well as Cambodian guys are real tough guys, real tough. Also, Magnus sits on Penang. He's a champ there, and you know, it's pretty international. I think it's more big in Europe right now, in Europe and Asia, but I could see it blowing up here.
Yeah, definitely.
For sure, I could see it because I mean, people like watching a fight. People like watching striking. People enjoy that type of stuff, especially when they pick it up with the speed. And you know, I know some fights they're a lot more slower pace, but that's because they respect the level of the other fighter. You know, you're just not gonna go berserk on somebody that's super high level because you get caught and then that's it. Fight's over.
Yeah.
So all that training and everything you've done, it's
Goes to waste.
goodbye. Yeah,
Yeah.
it goes to waste.
Right, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's get into the UFC fight card that just happened. So, did you get to see the prelims or
I
not
saw
really?
I saw some of them, but I was busy trying to get a Uber ride to go watch the actual main card, but I forget who I saw. It was a good fight. I mean, they were pretty good.
Well, the first one, I got it wrong. The Elias Theodoro and Eric Anders. I took Eric Anders. You took the ring boy, bro.
Ring boy.
We got that one. I actually did. I actually did get to see the Jessica I fight. It was okay. It was a decent fight. You know, it was I mean, they're not that high level, you know, but it was cool. Did you get to see the Jessica I or only the main card?
I think the main card. Like I said, I was getting ready to go out, so it was on my TV, but I wasn't really paying attention.
Oh, okay. You were just drinking.
No, I wasn't even drinking at the time. I was pretty sober, but now it's more of in a rush.
And then the Gilbert Burns. Did you watch that one, Ivan?
No, I didn't. I didn't start watching it until the main card started.
Oh, okay, that was a good fight, Gilbert Burns. Oliver was a favorite, Catlin was a favorite, both of them lost, and then Claudia was a favorite as well, and she lost as well. So 3 favorites in a row. I did a parlay bet, 2 different parlay bets, and both of them I had Claudia in them, and right away I lost them $20 each. So I lost $40. I was like, fuck, all right. So I had to just keep betting because I was like, I'm not gonna go out losing $40.
Yeah, me usually if I do bet, I'm always on the underdog. Underdog. You know,
Underdog.
always.
And
I mean, you make the most,
yeah.
and it's fun. You know,
Yeah.
you always like seeing upsets. You know, so
yeah.
That's
and
what I do.
if you are gonna bet on the underdog, keep betting on the underdog. Don't bet on the underdog and then switch it up. Like eventually, someone's gonna hit. Someone's
exactly.
gonna end up winning. So you
yeah.
gotta just
Well, I mean, yeah. But
then you got the.
I don't think I have a gambling problem. Is what it is.
I think Art has a gambling problem.
I was down 40. I'm like, I'm gonna break even at least. So I'm gonna keep going.
Yeah.
And then we saw probably fight
Of the night.
Fight of the night.
Apart
Probably
from-
round of the year. Probably. Jimmy Manuel and Thiago Santos.
Oh
that first
yeah.
round.
So let me tell you that.
Yeah. Jimmy Manuwa stayed in there. You know,
Jimmy Manuwa has a chin, you know. I was like, how is he standing? Taking all those shots?
Yeah,
I was impressed.
he kept getting wobbled, you know.
Yeah.
His legs were super wobbly.
He got
and-
rocked his leg
Couple
wobbled like
times.
3 times in the first
Yeah.
round.
But then he also came back too,
Yeah,
and
I think
and he
rocked
rocked him.
Thiago Santos.
I
Yeah.
was like, ooh.
Yeah, he did end up rocking fucking Thiago Santos. I read up that his game plan before was to use footwork, right?
Right.
He's a lighter guy. He said, I have more tools. I'm going to just, move around. And then I think the same day, he told one of his coaches, like, you know what? When Jimmy does good is when, he has space. When he's hunting you down. He said, but when you put pressure, that's when he's not that good, when he's moving back. Because, if you see Jimmy Manuel's past fights, he loses when people rush at him and they just start brawling with him.
Right.
So then this was like, fuck it, I'm going to just change my game plan. And it
Yeah,
worked
move
out for him.
forward.
That fool went
Yeah.
fucking balls out.
Well, I mean, it's just like anything else. Fighting backward is hard. Somebody's bull rushing you and you're getting caught, especially with those small gloves and being as jacked that those guys are.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw him on the on the tail of the tape, I was like, "Oh, Dad,
Dad.
they're so jacked," So I knew somebody was gonna get knocked out or go down. But yeah, it was exciting. It was really exciting fight.
Yeah, that was a fucking crazy fight, man. After the Jimmy Manuel rocked him, right? And then I thought at the second round, like, oh fuck, probably Santos is gonna be gassed out, and this was gonna take advantage and knock him out.
But
No, he ended up just catching him. That was the craziest. It ended in the second round, probably like 2 minutes in, probably. It was
Yeah,
just-
but I think that's what it was. Yeah.
it was a fucking crazy fight.
Yeah, that was, like I said, one thing that you knew somebody was gonna get knocked out. The way they were
Yeah.
fighting, just throwing haymakers each time. I mean, but that's what makes an exciting fight, and that's what people want to watch. I mean, that's people get their money's worth, you know,
For brain damage.
for brain
Yeah,
damage.
brain damage. Like if you watch it, like it's entertaining. I mean, they were fucking, no defense, right? Just fucking
Diego
haymakers.
Santos was just like swinging.
Like haymakers.
Yeah.
Like, you won't teach.
He was throwing hammers like he has
Yeah.
tattooed on his chest. At first, I was like, "What is that?" And I was like, "Oh, it's a hammer." I was like, "Fucking Thor over
hammer,
here."
bro.
Is it?
Yeah, I
Is
think
it?
it is.
Wow.
It has some writing on it. Like I don't know
Which
what.
I think the Thor hammer, you know how it has some writing on it?
Right.
I think that's it.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure, because why the fuck would he just put a regular hammer with that writing? I'm like,
But
pretty
he
sure
doesn't
it's
look
like from Thor.
Icelandic or Nords
Yeah,
to
he
me.
probably loves
so,
Thor.
maybe from Norway or
He just
anything, you know.
likes
So I
hammers.
don't know.
Yeah,
I know.
probably. Then the next one, it was all right. Hakeem,
Yeah,
and Kyle.
it was good. I
It
mean,
was-
good.
Yeah, it was a
Technical
good
fight.
Yeah,
You
it was
know?
a good fight.
Mhm.
Nothing crazy happened.
No.
Hakeem looked good though.
Well, I mean, at the end, did you see that body teep that he gave him?
Hakeem caught.
Hakeem, yeah, Hakeem got Kyle Wozniak right in the gut in the final seconds. And you can see him cringe. He's just kind of like you were saying earlier. Oh, if somebody teeped me, that doesn't hurt. You know, get out of here. That hurts like crazy. Yeah, it was in the final seconds of the fight. You see him cringe, and you know if I think it was even like 30 seconds longer, Kyle Wozniak would have gone down pretty bad.
I think he kind of used his toes.
Yeah,
I don't
well, I
know
mean,
which is
he's it's a combination of both. It's
Yeah.
Kind of like the karate one.
Right,
Like
exactly.
Connor, how Connor throws it.
yeah, you're
'Cause the teep's more like a push.
well, not really. The teep is a strike. So there's two. There's the teep is the
Teep,
push
yeah.
kick, and I mean, I'm sorry,
No.
the push kick is a push
okay.
kick, and the teep's a strike.
Yeah,
Okay.
teep is to like
Mhm,
to
to
do
do damage,
damage.
correct.
And then this,
It's just like throwing
push
a
kick
hard
to,
jab
like,
or
keep
or even
him away.
across. You
Like
know.
how Connor, that's all he does, right?
Yeah.
He doesn't really push you off.
No,
No,
it's
it's
a
a strike.
teep,
Yeah, it's not. It's not a push kick.
I remember you, Isaias, mentioning to me that would be one of your like favorite strikes to like
Yes.
teep,
Uh-huh.
but like with your toes. So like
Exactly.
you sink your toes into their midsection.
Yeah,
so,
so
they feel it.
yeah, what I would do is I would use no. So yeah,
And
what I would do is I would use the ball of my foot to hit first, and then as I'm pushing through, bend my toes towards them.
Okay.
and
So
then
I
you-
would bend them towards
like
them.
if you're like when you're walking, like how how some people walk with their heel first. and then
Exactly.
you'll do
Yeah,
that. Oh,
but I would do
okay.
the ball of my foot first, and then the toes, and that digs in and just creates a
Well,
lot.
didn't you
of
say
damage.
you broke your toe?
Once? Yes,
Or-
but I mean the guy dropped, so it was fun to watch, but not fun
But I
for
was
me
thinking,
after.
when you're saying that, I'm like, damn, if you're doing that, that's like you'll most likely break a toe.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta condition your toes. I mean, just like anything else, and those were strikes that I was barely trying out when I was training that hard and sparring that hard, and yeah, my toes just kind of gave out.
How long did it take for your toe to heal? It was only one, or how many broke?
Yeah, no, it was just a big toe. Yeah, it took about a month, a month or
A
two.
month?
Yeah, it was a while because I mean,
that ain't
Wow, that's
shit.
kinda wild.
no.
Hell, what?
Well, I
That
mean, when
ain't
you're
shit.
when you're training every day, I mean that was a while
That
for
shit's
me.
not healed, bro.
Nah,
1 month,
probably
there's
not. I
no
mean, I
way.
could hear it cracking every once in a
Yeah,
while.
let me ask you something. Does it hurt?
Yeah.
When it's cold?
Yes.
There you
as soon as
go.
the temperature changes, then yeah.
Yeah, so it's not fixed.
Right now, I feel like an old man. Everything's hurting me right now. My knee, my toes, what else hurts? My junk too. I got kicked in the balls once.
right.
Yeah.
Isn't that why you?
So your balls
That's
always
one of the
hurt?
reasons why I gave up for a while. Well, not really gave up, but I
You
stopped.
stopped.
I stopped my career because of it. We were
So
doing it. We were
they
doing
still
it-
hurt?
Yeah. To
What?
this day. Yeah.
When it's cold or just anytime?
Usually when it's cold, and it's not both of my nuts. It's just my left one.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
just keep them warm, bro.
I know,
you
right? Where you at?
Where you at, ladies?
Where you at, little nasties?
Damn, bro. So
Yeah.
your left nut is
My
fucked.
left nut.
What else? Your
My
knees?
my
Both?
one, just my right.
The
Maybe I
right
shouldn't
one.
be saying this because maybe if I want to fight next year, I don't want to kind of give myself out.
Yeah, but they can't kick you in the nuts. So
That's true. Well, I don't know. There's been a few that that's one of the reasons why I got that injury. Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, the nut shot. You were wearing a cup and it still went through, or no
Yeah.
cup?
Yeah. Those were in the cup. Still went through. Yeah.
So what did they kick you with? Like a
Inside leg kick.
Yeah. You mean an inside nut kick?
Yeah, that's pretty much what it was. They were, yeah.
Damn. Well, that's usually when people get caught in the nuts, inside leg kick.
You know, it was, of course, I'm not going to blame the guy, but I mean, I would say it was more my fault because, I wasn't really knowledgeable when it comes to cups. I had one of those
plastic one?
Yeah, exactly. I had one of those big 5 ones, so that thing just caved in like a fucking igloo in a hot day, so.
And you were fighting a big boy, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Damn,
Big
bro.
boys are no joke. So I was like, maybe I should just drop some weight. For those of you who don't know, I am pretty overweight right now. So.
And then what about that elbow, bro, from Gunner?
Oh,
damn.
jeez.
He was losing that first round.
Oh, yeah, the first round,
I was like, oh, shit, he's
worked.
probably going to get finished. This was fucking smashing him, bro.
That ground and pound, that serious ground and pounds with the
And he was
straight
gassed.
down. Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, dude, he's not going to make it past the second round. How tired he looked.
You know what's funny? Because so the first round when I was watching, I went to Hooters actually. If I didn't mention it, I went to Hooters to watch the fights. And
Southgate?
yeah, the Hooters in Southgate.
I like that place.
I wanted to see some honey. I want to see some honey babes and drink some beers. So I was talking to my friend, and I kind of lost track. So I saw the first round, and we were so excited. And then conversation popped up with my friend, and I kind of lost track. And then as soon as I turned around, I see Gunner on top of him just throwing elbows. I was like, what the hell? When did this happen? How did you get him to the ground? Did
That's
you guys
kind of
see
what
that?
happened with me, yeah.
Did he go for the single, double, or how did he take him down? Do you guys remember?
I was watching the fight, but how did he take him down? No, I think he grabbed a body lock and ended up taking him down.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and just took him down. And so he was probably like on half guard, and then from the half guard, he mounted.
Oh, so he just had full pressure.
Yeah, full pressure. Because, just straight jiu-jitsu, he's
Uh-huh.
better. So, he just took his time and just ended up mounting him. And then from the mount, like, this guy couldn't do shit. He couldn't get him off of him.
that's like I said, when I turned my head, that's when I saw him on the ground. I was like, wait, what? When did this happen?
Yeah.
So then I see him throwing those elbows in that heavy top position that he had. I was like, whoa.
That one elbow, dude. I can't believe how much he was bleeding. I was like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah.
And they showed a picture of his gash. It wasn't too bad, but I mean, all that blood rushing to your head and everywhere, especially when the forehead. It's and they have those little arteries there that as soon as they split open, it's like a fountain of blood coming down.
And his head was getting squeezed, so like
Exactly,
more blood's gonna
exactly
come
from
out.
that rear naked that he was trying to apply. I don't even think he applied it fully, huh? I think it was just kind of there.
He did, but like.
But I mean,
he didn't tap.
it didn't seem like it was tight. He did tap, right? I saw him tap.
Yeah, he tapped.
Yeah, he tapped.
Oh, I thought.
But I think it was because he was blind from his own blood,
I
because
thought
it was
the
just
ref
squirting
like,
everywhere.
Stepped in like because he saw so much blood.
He
So
literally,
No,
as
like-
soon as he he didn't finish putting it in. He put it in. He was already, he already started tapping. He was probably like, I can't see shit. This cut's bad. I'm
like,
gassed
this is it,
already.
so I might as well just tap.
Like, yeah.
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
probably.
honestly, like I wouldn't have tapped to that.
Oh.
I wouldn't have tapped to
I was
that.
eating popcorn in the couch. Like, I wouldn't have tapped, bro. Come on.
Hey, something that like I would mention, like when people get cut, right? But let's say he would have got cut, right, and he wouldn't have tapped. He would have got out, and he ends up on top of Gunner. Imagine you're bleeding that much. I would put my head in that fool's face to get the blood in his eyes, right?
Yeah.
Use it to your advantage. You might as well
Wipe it with your hand and fling it in his eyes.
Thinking about that.
No, but if you're bleeding and you're on top, right? Just keep your face on his eyes or on his face and let the blood pour on him. Hey, right?
I mean, it's kind of
Try
hard
use-
to do that when he was on his back.
No, I said if he reverses it.
Oh, right.
If he would have
Okay.
reversed it and he would have got on top,
Okay, Coach Hart.
Yeah,
Coach
there it
Hart.
goes.
Fight analyst.
I did. Well, I'll mention it when we get to the main event.
And there's also a few fight professors at Hooters. I was just kind of rolling my eyes here and there. I was like, oh, come on, guys. Just let me watch the fight without your analyst ways,
Come on.
Yeah.
guys.
I'm like, come on, guys. Let me drink a beer.
And then
Wait.
what?
Well, I don't know if you want to mention it right now, but remember
I'll
when you were
mention.
cutting your
I'll
hair?
mention it in a bit. When
When
yeah.
we're done with this, all right.
Yeah. So we got Shevchenko and Joanna. We predicted that shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hell yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't- honestly, like, I was kind of distracted, like, because my cousin, like, came to the bar and, like, I was just, like, smooching it up with him. I was like,
What?
yeah,
I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you.
I was excited, you know. Oh shit, I haven't seen you in a while. No, but yeah, I didn't really pay attention to that one. But like,
It was okay, you know. It wasn't that exciting. I was paying attention to that one and the Lomachenko fight at the same time.
I was trying to pay attention to that one, but like I couldn't. There was only one TV playing, so my blind ass couldn't really see.
Where were you watching it?
Shannon's. That place is fucking small. I'm never going there again.
Shannon's in what city?
Pine on Long Beach, downtown Long Beach. It's on Pine.
Oh, okay, right in the corner, like
Yeah.
kind of close to the corner, right?
Like,
And they have an upstairs too and downstairs. Okay,
yeah.
I've been there to watch the fights.
Wasn't
yeah.
that on Second Street?
No, no.
Oh, they have two. There's one on Second Street and one on Pine.
Oh, okay.
The one on Second Street, I heard it's really small, smaller
Yeah.
than the one on Pine.
Oh.
Which I'm like, fuck, like this place is already small. Like I can't imagine how much smaller the other place is.
Should have gone to Hooters.
I know, right? Yeah, you can't go. Honestly, you can't go wrong with Hooters.
Yeah,
The
I
one
mean,
in
the
Southgate.
prices aren't too bad, but me, I'm such a heavy drinker that I looked at my tab afterwards. I was like, oh shit, what the fuck just happened?
But sometimes, like, I like going to SMP. That's where Art goes for the most part. SMP is in where Santa Fe Springs.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Oh,
they
yeah?
have like a bunch of TVs, like
Really?
too big or.
Where's that
yeah,
off of?
And they have two, like, I thought it was a projector, but it's just like those big ass screens that it's a bunch of them put together.
Oh, right.
Yeah, that's what it is. They have two of those big ass ones. So that's where they have the fights at. And then they have a bunch of TVs. By the bar,
Uh-huh.
they probably have, how many TVs? I would say at least 30 of them.
Yeah.
At least.
And they, good buffet, good food. I get
Food's
the buffet.
all right.
The
Well,
buffet,
it's
huh?
yeah, it's all right, but like I get the buffet because exactly what you told me before. Like the first time I went there, you're like, I get the buffet just so you could be getting food in between rounds and you have something to eat. I guess.
What?
I don't know. I really don't eat when I'm drinking, so yeah.
Yeah, I don't.
Yeah. Ivan's the type that goes to the buffet at a strip joint, so I don't know.
So like, please,
Like,
let me
ooh,
get
I wonder
this
what kind of
sandwich.
finger sandwiches they have here.
Yeah.
God,
the girls in his face are like, please get those titties on my
I
face.
know, I'm
trying
here
to
for the
eat."
buffet.
Yeah.
writing bad Yelp reviews on
Yeah,
the strip club
This,
about the
this
sandwiches.
buffet was terrible.
Be like, they were terrible. I was trying to eat my chicken wings, and this bitch has her titties on my face. Fucking nice.
Negative stars.
The Shevchenko fight. Yeah, we
Oh,
predicted it. I mean, Joanna didn't win one round. She didn't do anything.
Which is surprising to me. I mean, I don't know. These past two fights, I don't think she's. I think her first loss kind of. I wouldn't say messed her up so much, but I mean, I think it kind of mentally backed her up a little bit where she's not. Doesn't seem like she's pulling the trigger as much, using her angles like she.
But
normally would.
Shevchenko's, I mean, what can she do to her? Like when I think about it,
That's
she's
true.
physically stronger, right? So she could take her down. She
Which
has
she did a few
cardio.
times,
yeah,
yeah.
she has cardio, and she's a very great counter striker. So Joanna's like, I was like, dude, she couldn't do nothing. I mean,
Yeah.
to be honest, I mean, what could she do? Coach Art can't say shit now. Because remember you said, oh, fucking Coach Art over here. Yes, I don't know. She couldn't do anything. And then the main event, I took Max Holloway. Yeah,
And for a bit, I thought he was gonna, because it didn't really look like he was coming back, but like even though he was getting swarmed with Max's punches, I don't know if you remember, he threw a head kick and it landed on Max.
bit,
It wasn't like a
Right.
hard head kick, but I was like, oh shit, he's still in the fight, and he caught Max a couple times, not caught like to the point where he got rocked, but he he caught him with a couple punches.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh shit, Ortega's still in the fight, and it's MMA, anything could happen.
Yeah.
So I honestly, even though he was getting swarmed with Holloway's punches, I still thought like in the third round that Ortega might have been able to take it, but obviously not.
Yeah, like when we were watching it, because this was from, Hawthorne, LA. So, we were there and there was a bunch of fucking people from LA, right? You know those fans that are like, oh, you're from LA, I'm going to go for you, those type of fans.
Uh-huh.
And so as soon as Ortega would land anything, they would go fucking crazy.
Right.
And I'm like, dude, he didn't even land. Like, he landed one punch and they were going crazy. And he landed that takedown, I think, in the third round. But Holloway got it right away, like in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
They were all crazy. The round ended. My cousin, he's all like, he turns to me, he's like, Ortega got that round, right? I'm like, what? I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, bro, he didn't do shit. No? All right. And then some other guy bet too. He's all like, he didn't win, but he took him down. Like, yeah, bro, he took him down like
doesn't
for
mean you're gonna
5
win.
seconds. Like, that didn't do shit.
Well, I don't know. I've seen some fights where a few of them get taken down, and right away, the judges are giving them to their favor. So.
Yeah, I mean,
One of the reasons why I didn't like watching MMA so much because of shit like that. Be a boring fight, and then you get taken down. You just lay on the guy and don't even try any, jujitsu or even striking, and it's just I don't know.
that
so well.
that reminds me of one of the worst decisions: Diego Sanchez versus Martin Kampmann. Martin Kampmann was tearing him up. This was all bloodied up, cut up. Sanchez probably landed like I would say he probably landed like 2 out of 20 takedowns, and they gave him the fight.
Oh wow.
2 out of 20. If you guys haven't watched it, go watch Kampmann versus Sanchez. It was a terrible fight. You know how Sanchez keeps coming?
Right.
He's super aggressive. He ended up winning maybe the last round, and they ended up giving him the fight.
Wow.
I was like, it's fucking embarrassing.
It's funny because some judges see things different. Like I said, so the first round, there's some judges that go, oh, they see him demolish somebody in the first round. They go strong in the first round, but then kind of die down after. So a lot of judges go, whoever is the most aggressive in the first round. They usually what kind of cements it. But there's other judges that see the later rounds. So it's.
But it's kind of stupid if they're going by points on rounds, right?
Yeah.
Like judges
I
are
mean,
like,
they
dude,
should be just tallying up the points instead
yeah,
of,
this is the rule set, so fucking follow the rule set.
Yeah.
Whoever wins the round, tally up at the end and figure out who wins.
But you gotta understand, like some people always have their favorites. No matter what sport it is. I mean, there's always gonna be a way people look at
Cesar
certain
Peoples.
people. Cesar Peoples.
You know who Cesar Peoples is?
Uh-huh.
Oh man, he's a
He's
karate
instructor.
He was a karate instructor. Now
Then
he's a ref as well and a judge. So when Cesar Peoples is judge, you're like, oh shit, it better not be a fucking karate guy fighting. He's gonna give him the fucking fight.
Yeah,
That guy's terrible, bro. Terrible at judging.
so like I said, everybody has their.
But that's
Their
too
preference.
obvious, like, all right, bro.
I mean, I've seen some
Try to
fights
be
where
like a
I'm
little
just
low
shocked.
key, dirty ref. Or
I mean, they do
judge.
say in MMA, don't leave it to the judges. I mean,
Yeah.
because anything could happen.
Yeah, but that sucks. Like when you get to a point where it's like, dude, it's high level. Like you shouldn't worry about that.
Mm-hmm.
But that's why Isaiah, you got to be a judge as well, bro.
I know, right?
Help MMA out.
And go favor the Thai guys.
The Thai guys,
the
like,
strikers.
the strikers.
Nah, bro, nah, never mind, Isaiah. Don't be a judge, bro.
But you saw how he slipped that kick or
make
slipped
the
that
sport
punch and
bigger in the U.S.
exactly right.
Yeah. And then
And make the judges so shitty that people just start watching Muay Thai because it's so corrupt.
yeah, well, it's just they're just not knowledgeable.
Yeah.
Most of them, they never even trained. Imagine being a judge, you never trained.
That's
some
another-
bullshit.
I think they have boxing judges.
Yeah,
like,
most of
for
them
MMA.
are boxing
Yeah,
judges.
so what the fuck is that? And I think the point system, the scoring system is like it's
Well,
the one that
obviously
they use
came
in
from
boxing. Yeah, but it shouldn't
No.
be that way.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's
No,
the
it's just
commission.
10-9. That's all it is.
A lot of it's because they're the old school guys from the commission. So I mean, MMA is fairly new to a lot of cities. Not so much the sport, but the cities. So I mean, let's say I don't know, the UFC goes to fucking Kansas or some shit. They're
Why are you talking shit about Kansas, bro?
their athletic commission's probably gonna be some old fucker that
Yeah.
all he's seen is boxing.
Boxing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Doesn't know shit. Don't know shit about boxing.
You know shit about boxing.
Wait, who said that? Where's that from?
Fuck. What's his name?
Kevin Hart.
Kevin Hart, yeah.
No, but the original guy.
Oh,
is,
yeah, Mayweather Senior,
No,
wasn't
not senior. The uncle. Roger Mayweather.
Oh, Roger Mayweather.
He don't know shit about boxing.
Yeah, don't know shit about
and then
boxing.
Kevin Hart made it super popular. You know?
Yeah,
that shit was funny.
so hilarious.
But Brian Ortega, I mean,
He has heart, though.
Yeah, he has heart.
Oh yeah, I
But
think
that's
I think I
what
saw a
was
tooth
seeing,
fly
man.
out. I mean, you seen him spit something out, and I think it was the third round. He turns slightly to his right, and spits something out. And I thought it was a tooth. Could have sworn it was a tooth, but I was pretty drunk. So
Yeah, probably just spit. But he, going up to the fight. I mean, we
no,
talked
because
about it.
Max Holloway landed a cross. So when he landed that cross, he didn't follow it up, and that's when Brian Ortega kind of reset a little bit and then turned his head to spit something out.
Oh.
So I don't think it was spit because it saw something fly.
He'll probably mention it, right? We'll see a picture.
I mean,
he's
he
always
should.
smiling.
But,
Right.
I don't think it was a tooth just because it.
Well, no, because then at the end of the round as well, when he was sitting in the stool, he was bleeding from his mouth a lot. You can tell when somebody's bleeding from a little cut or when somebody's missing a tooth.
Yeah. Yeah,
You know,
I
it's
don't
that
know.
coagulated. You know, it almost looks like a string when it comes out when you get hit in the mouth and one of your teeth fall out.
He has heart though, for sure, and
Yeah,
he has a
he's not
chin.
gonna- he's not
He
gonna-
has a chin.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, he has a chin and he's not gonna give up. You know.
Right. I think what was it? The doctor.
Yeah,
that
the
called it?
doctor.
Yeah.
And I mentioned it when I was watching it, because the fourth round he was a punching bag. He was and he was gassed already. And I told the people I was watching, I'm like, dude, they're gonna stop the fight. Like, even that's when I guess they don't do it in MMA. They don't stop, the corner doesn't stop the fight really in MMA. Right. In boxing, if your fighter's getting beat up like that for the last 2 rounds, where you're just a punching bag, in boxing they usually like stop the fight, the corner, right? Like what's his name? Anthony Pettis' coach stopped the fight, right? Yeah, he stopped the fight, right?
Yeah. Well, his hands. I think.
Yeah, his hand was broken, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But he was kind of still in the fight, but his hand was broken.
Yeah, I mean, as a coach, you want your fighter to have a long career, So I mean, things like that. I mean, if somebody breaks their fucking hand,
Yeah, I know that.
What are they gonna
Yeah,
do?
obviously.
You gotta watch out for your fighter. I know I know in Pettis' mind he wouldn't want to stop. He would want to continue,
Yeah.
but you have
But
to
the
take
coach
care
has
of
to
him.
be the
Exactly.
smart
You
one.
have to make the decision, and I think he made the right one. And
Yeah, he did.
yeah, he's watching out for his fighter. He's he wants him to continue to compete. So that was absolutely the correct move.
But
to do.
I was thinking like Ortega's corner should have stopped the fight, but it was
Right.
the
I mean,
doctor.
they seem like they wanted to keep going, but
Yeah, even I was seeing the tweets and
that hematoma was pretty big. So
Nate Diaz even said your boys better stop the fight. Nate Diaz tweeted that.
Your boy?
Yeah, saying about Ortega, your
His
boys
corner?
better stop. Because if Nate Diaz says stop the fight, then you got to stop the fight.
He's probably drunk. I heard he said, "Fuck the UFC" or something. I'm going to Bellator. Or something.
No, that was Nick Diaz. Nick Diaz said that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Come on,
yeah,
casual.
Nick always says things like that. I think it's mostly to upset Dana White.
Yeah, they just
Puppy
say
White.
a bigger,
Puppy
just so they
White.
could bargain at the table,
Yeah.
Like, oh, I'm gonna leave, but they just, they complain a lot.
Yeah.
The next one's what? UFC Fight Night, the Lee and Iaquinta. I haven't even watched Let me see the fight card, bro. Oh shit!
Edson Barbosa, Dan Hooker,
Oh, Sergio,
Pettis.
Rob Font,
That's a
Charles
pretty good
Oliveira.
card. I mean,
Let me
card.
see the prelims.
Now you think between Kevin Lee and Al Iaquinta, whoever wins gets Khabib?
No,
No.
I don't think so because
No, oh, not Iaquinta for sure. No.
Well, I mean, they kind of made that little hype video saying that he was one of the hardest that Khabib ever had. So I mean, that's kind of why I figured that whoever wins between them two would
The UFC 's
get
not
the
gonna
contendership.
I think if the only people who Khabib, what the UFC will put to fight is either Kevin Lee wins, they're still gonna give it to Tony first.
Right.
He has
Well,
to
yeah,
fight
because he is the
Tony.
number one
Yeah.
contender.
Tony, if Kevin Lee wins, if Poirier doesn't have anyone to fight, he'll probably fight Poirier, and then the winner of that gets a title shot.
yeah, I don't
or
know.
if Conor comes back and fights Kevin Lee, which I don't think they'll give Conor Kevin Lee.
No, I don't think so.
Because they'll be like,
Because they're gonna be Kevin.
he's
who?
dangerous, and
Well, I mean, not even so much that. I don't think it'll sell so much. I think
Kevin Lee
if Conor
talks a lot of
came
shit.
back, yeah, he talks a lot of shit.
and he's
but
real good though.
I honestly think that if Conor were to come back, I think they would give him Ferguson.
Oh, that's
No,
a
I
hard
don't see
fight.
that.
I don't see it.
Yeah,
The
I
reason,
don't know.
I mean, if I'm Dana,
Well, I mean, you think it's because he's trying to get the easy fight, or what do you
Yeah.
think?
that's why they're trying to set up like Dustin. He beat him already, so it's a tough
Oh, really?
fight.
They're trying to set that up?
They're trying to. I don't know if it's gonna happen. Yeah. Part
Okay.
two.
See, I don't know much UFC. I mean, I'm a casual fan. I mean, I do watch here and there. I'm more of a Muay Thai guy, obviously. So, when forgive my ignorance, I don't really know all this.
No,
I don't know the things that they're trying
Just
to.
go on MMAmania.com, bro.
Okay.
All day, every day.
I don't like reading.
Well, you just see the updates.
I'm more of a pictures guy.
This fight targeted for this, So that's a fight that the UFC would want to give Conor because he beat him already, better style wise.
But I mean,
Dustin doesn't.
But
really
do
go
you
for
think it would
takedowns.
sell? I mean, Dustin
Conor?
Poirier. and-
Conor, dude, he could fight fucking anyone in it'll sell. He'll fight CM Punk. CM
Oh,
Punk.
jeez. That guy,
mean, if he
he's
fights
still
it-
fighting MMA.
I don't know. I mean, I think he's still in the roster.
He
bro.
lost not too long ago, right?
Yeah, he's 0-2 in MMA.
He's 0-2. Oh wow.
I'm sure you have like someone here that could whoop his ass.
Yeah, pretty sure. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
I mean, poor guy. I mean, it does seem like he tries, but I mean, there's only so much. Like I said, you can't learn things
And he's
high level.
older too.
Yeah.
And he's not like, you can tell when some fools start, working out. You're like, oh, this guy's an athlete.
Mm-hmm.
And he's real stiff. So he doesn't seem like he's gonna be.
Yeah, there's one thing
not
you,
gonna be great.
you can't teach. Well, you can, but it takes a lot of years of practice of footwork and motion. Some people just don't have it. I mean,
Some people just don't have the rhythm.
exactly. It's just some people are just awkward.
Yeah.
So you have awkward fighters like Keith Jardine, if you guys remember that guy.
Yeah,
You
damn.
remember how
that dude
awkward he was? He
super
was.
awkward.
Yeah, I mean, but
They'll
he
make it work sometimes.
sometimes, yes, because I mean, my hardest, especially when I would spar, my hardest sparring partners were always the awkward ones because they're throwing stupid shit that normally nobody else would. They're trying to do a flying knuckle sandwich. I don't know what they're trying to do, or a rolling thunder, or it's just something ridiculous, and it's not nothing you expect, so it does kind of surprise you.
No, that's funny you say that because I always thought the same way and felt the same way. Like
Right.
when I would spar, so, like I don't know if I had to spar like a beginner. Obviously I'm not going hard, so I'm going light. But then they might be going hard, so I might have to pick up the pace a little bit.
Right.
But then they're throwing their kicks aren't they're not throwing their hip into it, so the way they throw their kick, they're connecting, but I can't really check it just because
It's so awkward.
It's so awkward.
It's
Yeah,
so
so I'm
weirdly
like,
thrown. I mean,
yeah.
not really throwing to the thigh. They're kind of throwing more towards the knees. So
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck.
you think it's either going to be too low, and then when it hits you, you're like, damn it.
Yeah,
This fucking guy.
like he sucks, but somehow he's getting me.
Yeah, exactly,
You
because it's
awkward
just so
motherfucker.
awkward. That always frustrated me. I mean, afterwards I would kind of pick up on their really bad habits, but it still would do damage. I remember this one guy one time. My coach was like, "Oh, it's his first day. Can you help him out?" I'm like, "Sure. Let's go. Come on." So we start sparring. Motherfucker kicks me 100% right in the knee without me expecting it, and did some damage. And I mean, I whooped his ass after, but the damage was already done.
Yeah.
So people like that are dangerous. Even white belts in jiu-jitsu, they spaz.
Oh
and
hell yeah.
they
That spaz.
they'll try to choke you with their belts. I seen that once.
No way.
Yes.
Someone took off their
Not
belt?
here, no. Yeah, they take off their belt and try to
What the
choke them with it.
fuck?
It was at a tournament. I forget
my
which one it was.
No way.
Yes, in a tournament. Yes.
Oh my! Was it like a big one?
Yes, those
Like the one in Long Beach?
Right, those IBJJF ones and stuff like that. It was
God.
it was a funny thing to watch.
Wait, did the ref say something like, "Hey, don't
Well,
do
yeah,
that," or
disqualified him. DQ. Can't choke somebody with your belt. Like, what the
sad.
Oh
hell?
my God.
He's all like,
It's-
what am I wearing it for?
And it was funny because I've heard stories of it. So I mean, I would honestly would always think that that'd be like the funniest shit to watch. And sure enough, I was lucky enough to see that.
Experience it.
That's crazy.
Wow.
I also seen. I don't know if you guys. I don't know. You guys are kind of young, but there was a show called The Hills back in the day.
I heard about
on
it, but I never
MTV.
watched it.
Yeah, so
heard
there's this
about
guy
it.
named Spencer Pratt. He's with some fine ass girl named Heidi Montag, and he was there. He was there competing jiu-jitsu. He was
Oh,
a purple
shit.
belt at the time, so I think he's probably brown by now.
Oh,
But that was kind of fun to watch. You see everybody does jiu-jitsu, and
Yeah.
it's you run into some very known people at those tournaments sometimes, whether it's Muay Thai or it's jiu-jitsu. You run into quite a bit of people.
Damn, that's dope.
Yeah.
What? So Kevin Lee, Iaquinta, based on the fighters they faced and how they look now compared to before, I think Kevin Lee's gonna take it.
I don't know. I got my money on Iaquinta. Like, this guy, he has something, and I don't know what it is. It's tenacity, it's ferocity, and
I think he does.
he punches hard, hits really hard, and doesn't stop.
Yeah,
he has
he's
a
not-
hard work
he's,
ethic.
He's not gonna stop, but I just see like the skill set. Like he's mainly a boxer with good jiu-jitsu, right?
Like I said,
good cardio.
Okay, check this out. Who do you think, Kevin Lee or Khabib?
What do you mean,
If they fought?
Kevin Lee or Khabib?
Uh huh.
I got Kevin Lee.
That's a hard
Really?
fight. Yeah, that's a hard fight because Kevin Lee, when he fought Tony, he had staph infection and he almost beat Tony, right?
He took him down.
Yeah, and he took him down, mounted fucking Tony, and he had staph infection. So to me, Kevin Lee's a a better wrestler, obviously, than Tony or Connor, right? They're not gonna get taken down like that. Better wrestling than Iaquinta, harder to take down, and his striking is now more. He's more fluid. He's more fluid than Al. I think what's his name? Tony's fluid, but in an awkward way.
Yeah, he's also an awkward guy. Yeah,
but he's still fluid.
Yes,
he's not, like, he's fluid with it.
he's
with,
the good
with
awkward, not
yeah,
the
good
not,
awkward.
not the shitty one that we were talking about earlier.
I think Kevin Lee and Tony is the toughest fights for Khabib. I don't know
Kevin
which.
Lee and Tony?
Yeah, I don't know which one's tougher, but Kevin Lee, and he said he's been asking for Khabib forever.
Yeah, he's been calling him
for
out
years.
forever, yeah.
Kevin
And
Lee?
It's kind of weird. Like, imagine like they never set it up. Like Khabib's camp never said, "All right, let's fight." That's kind of. Yeah, I'm sure it's not Khabib, but maybe one of his manager, like, you know what, let's stay away from this guy.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just fucking conspiracy theorists over here. But I think Kevin Lee. The reason why I think he's gonna beat Al, better wrestling, jiu-jitsu. I mean, he was doing pretty good with T. Ferg until he gassed out because of the staph infection.
Right.
And striking wise, he has more tools. And then cardio, I think they're both pretty even. But jiu-jitsu enough to stop this. I mean, to neutralize Iaquinta. And then the wrestling, I think he was going to score points. I think he's probably stuff takedowns. I don't think he'll finish Iaquinta, but I think it's going to be a good fight. I'm not saying Iaquinta doesn't have a chance, but I think it's going to be a great fight.
Yeah. But like I said, I'm going more for Al. But hey, anything could happen. It is a fight, and they are using MMA gloves. So
Yeah.
anything could happen.
So you're saying you want a bit of beer, just like Ivan.
I'm down. I'm always down
right.
for those bets.
I owe Art 2 beers now. First time. Why did I? The first fight was Francis Ngannou versus Curtis Blades. I had Curtis, I think. No,
we didn't bet.
No, we didn't bet. We
'cause
said
both to Curtis.
no. You said that the first fight, it was stopped because of his cut.
Oh yeah, doctor stoppage.
Yeah.
And you said he knocked him out or something.
No, I said that it went like the full 3 rounds.
okay, yeah.
And I was wrong, and now I owe you another one because I had Ortega and you had Holloway. But.
Yeah, so he owes me 2 beers, but he never wants to show up to the same bar.
Oh.
I'm like, all right, bro. So this time, show up to the bar.
Right now, his 2 beers, he's going to give you the cheapest beer they got.
I know.
Hey,
He's
let
all
me
like,
get 2
hey,
Paps, please. By the way, I do like Paps. So.
So Kevin Lee, you got Al. You?
I got
Who
Al.
you got?
Kevin Lee.
Kevin Lee. All right, Kevin Lee. And then you got Edson Barboza, Dan Hooker. So 2 good strikers.
Yeah.
I guess I'm going to
Edson
take Edson on this.
for sure.
I got Edson, but I'm hoping Dan Hooker wins just because, I don't know, I like... He trains with Israel Adesanya. I don't know. They're both like some characters. I don't know. I when I like a fighter, I don't know. I'll mention I'll use like Izzy as an example. In this case, obviously, I really like Izzy, and like if I see that their training partners are like doing them good or helping them out progress, then I'll get into their to them, whoever's helping them, and I'll start following them. So I've kind of gotten into Dan Hooker. He's been
You want
on
him
a
to
tear.
win because you think he's
Kind
going to
of.
win, or because you just want him to win?
No, I said I think Edson's gonna win, but I want
okay.
Hooker to
I
win.
got it.
I think he just wants him to win because of his last name.
Dad.
Yeah, well, it would be cool new blood in the division, because
True.
Edson's already fought top people and he always ends up losing, right? He fought Khabib, he fought Kevin Lee, he lost to Cerrone. Every time he's coming up, he ends up losing to the top guy. So,
But I mean, people like his style. People like
Yeah.
watching him fight.
Yeah.
I do remember Dana White saying, if people go there to fight and they put on a great show, then he's gonna keep you.
yeah, no, he's going to keep him, but I'm just saying that I want to see new blood for the title,
Oh, okay.
for the rankings. But I think we all got Edson.
He's ranked what? 14 right now, and Edson's ranked
5.
5.
That's a
So
big difference.
it's a huge difference. A huge difference in level.
Yeah.
So.
And Rob Font, I know I watched some fight, I just don't remember his last fight. I do remember he's a pretty good striker. Sergio Pettis. We all know who Sergio Pettis is.
Yeah.
I don't remember Rob Font's fight, so I'm just gonna take Sergio Pettis on that one. What is this? At bantamweight. Oh, they moved him up.
Yeah, because the flyweight.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
shit.
there's still a flyweight fight that's gonna happen. Benavidez is still gonna
but
fight.
The flyweight division
Yeah,
is
they're done. They're basically done. But Sergio Pettis. Who's the bantamweight champ? What's his
Dillashaw.
name? TJ, huh? Oh, that's pretty good. Jim Miller, Charles Oliveira.
That's
I'm
gonna be a
take
good
Charles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Charles too, but that's still gonna be a good one.
Yeah, it's gonna be a scrap.
Yeah.
Jim Miller never gives up.
Oh yeah. He's
great cardio.
He
He's
comes
a
to fight.
grinder.
Yeah, he comes to fight.
Yep. And then Charles is Muay Thai is pretty good, and obviously it's jiu-jitsu.
Yep.
I see him either knocking him out or submitting him. I think if it goes if it gets stopped, I think Charles is the one who stops. Jim Miller. You
Yeah.
think so?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
Yeah.
knockout or stop or submission.
Yeah.
But also Jim Miller has some good submissions as
Yeah.
well, so it's
But I
he's
think
not a
this
slouch.
was better off of it, like his back.
Mm-hmm. And his wrestling's good too. I remember Jim Miller.
No, yeah, he's a good wrestler.
Yeah.
I think that's it for the fights. Huh? Is there any other fight? I think there's
There's,
Bellator.
Michael Chandler versus
Oh shit, Primus.
Yeah.
Bellator. Oh, I think Michael Chandler's gonna tear him up. You know that first fight, he fucked up his knee.
His knee, yeah.
Did he get kicked?
I don't remember honestly.
Did you watch that fight?
Which one?
Chandler and Primus. Chandler was the champ, and he ended up losing his title.
No, I did not.
This fool just ended up kicking. It was like the first minute, bro. He ends up kicking him. He probably kicked him in the knee or his. Wait. Anyways, he ended up kicking him, and then his knee buckled, and then he couldn't keep up. Remember when DJ fought Cejudo, and DJ ended up kicking Cejudo, and Cejudo's leg was wobbly.
Yeah.
The same thing.
Oh.
This
okay.
was he kept falling. He kept getting up and he kept falling.
Mm-hmm.
And this fool, he ended up like TKOing him, right? He ended up TKOing Chandler, Primus, and then he took his title.
Oh.
But because his knee gave out, basically.
Oh,
So there's a rematch.
That's kind of what happened between Shogun and what's his name? What's his name?
This just happened.
Yeah.
Tyson.
There you go.
Pedro.
Tyson Pedro. There
Fucked
you
up
go.
his knee?
Well, what I saw in the last run, I saw him complain about his knee.
Yeah,
Kind of wobbled.
yeah.
And then Shogun just went forward because he wasn't protecting himself. He kind of just looked like the ref. And the ref kind of looked at him.
Keep going.
Being
to
like-
death.
Exactly. Like, what do you want me to do?
I think that's why he dropped.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I don't know if you guys remember that.
You're not gonna stop the
Yeah, it
fight.
seemed like his knee wobbled, and then Shogun did what he had to do. Shogun, obviously really seasoned,
Yeah.
and,
went for the kill.
went for the kill. As soon as he saw blood, he went for it,
He was one of your sparring partners, right?
Yeah,
As well,
no.
along with Vanderlei.
Yeah, if I was sparring with him, I'd be a lot slower than I am now, mentally.
So, Primus is undefeated, 8-0, and Michael Chandler, what?
Look, Frank Mir's gonna fight. I didn't even know
Oh,
Frank
yeah.
Mir's gonna fight.
Yeah.
Who's he fighting?
Javi Ayala. I'm guessing some upcoming guy,
Okay.
I don't know who the fuck Javi
Well, I
is.
mean,
I'm gonna take
Frank Mir is a killer. He has that real good jujitsu, especially for a big guy.
McKee. Oh shit, AJ McKee out of the Body Shop MMA gym.
Mhm.
And what is in? I think it's in Bellflower or Lakewood. That's funny. That's the Body Shop. That's the first MMA gym I ever went to when I was like in the 10th grade, I think 9th grade.
Yeah, you were telling me about that.
Yeah,
Yeah, you told me
that's
about
crazy. And I remember seeing this fool when he was a kid.
that. Oh,
In
really?
the class, he was in wrestling back then.
How old was he? You know?
Little kid. Fool. He
Oh,
was like
really?
in middle school.
Oh,
He
okay.
was probably like a 6th grader, I would say.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I remember him just shooting doubles,
Mm-hmm.
and then he was
Oh, so he was a wrestler.
yeah, he was a wrestler
Okay.
in since he was a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
12-0, man.
That's good.
Daniel Crawford, no fucking picture, no respect, no respect.
No respect.
Mm.
Derek Campos, Sam Cecilia. Oh, I seen Sam. He came from the UFC.
Oh, did he?
Yeah.
No, I don't
That's it. Other than that, I mean, I know AJ McKee. I'm gonna take AJ. Daniel Crawford. I mean, I don't even know what he looks like. The Invisible Man there.
Invisible Man.
We're gonna take Frank Mir.
Obviously,
We don't know who
yeah.
Javi is, and Michael Chandler. I'm gonna do a parlay on that one.
There you
Come
go.
on, man.
There's that gambling addict over here.
No,
I know,
bro.
right?
You get excited. You get really into the fight. Then you have
Well,
money on the
exactly.
middle,
Well,
you
yeah. Anybody would.
Yeah.
They have money riding on it,
Oh, and I was gonna tell you the story. So last
yeah.
time, when did I cut your hair?
You
Friday?
cut my hair on
Oh,
Saturday.
on Saturday.
Yeah.
So Thursday, bro. You know I cut hair, right?
Yes.
So I
You
was
guys
cutting-
don't know, Art cuts hair.
Yeah.
Come give him a visit.
Yeah, just hit me up on the DMs on Instagram.
There you go. Slide into his DMs.
So dude, so I'm cutting hair Thursday, right? We'll finish it off with this story. So I do one haircut, and then my last appointment is gonna come like at 9, right? And this guy cut his hair maybe like once every like 2 months. He's not a regular. He'll come like here and there. So, you know, I cut hair in my garage, but right now I'm in the kitchen. I'm just waiting for him. Then someone knocks in the front door. So I'm thinking it's him, right? But I'm thinking like, why the fuck is he knocking in the front door? So I go and I open the door, and this guy like in his late 30s, tatted up guy with a goatee, kind of slick back hair, right? And he looks like as soon as I opened the door and I saw him, I'm like, I thought I was gonna get robbed, bro. Like straight up, you know the vibe someone gives, and then at night too, just they knock
Some random.
some random
guy.
dude. And then he starts saying, I'm not gonna say the name of the owner's house, but he starts saying the name of the owner's house, some girl, like, you know, hey, you know, is she here? And then I'm like, no, bro, like he's all like, I know she lives here. I'm like, well, no, she owns the house, but she rents it to us.
Right.
So she doesn't live here. Nah, bro, like, nah, I know she lives here. I know who owns this house. I'm like, yeah, she owns it, but we live here.
live here, yes.
And then he's all like, and then he tries to like peek, right? Like he goes to the side, like, because I have the door open. Are you sure she's not here? I'm like, no. And then he mentions another girl's name. Do you know this girl's name? He's like, yeah, you know, they know each other. I'm like, I don't know the other girl. I just know the owner of the house, bro. He's all like, all right, you know, because, you know, I'm looking for her. Like, well, like I said, bro.
Okay.
Yeah. And then he's all like, haven't I talked to you before? And I'm like, no, bro. I'm like, maybe my brother, you know, my brother stays here. He's all like, oh, yeah. Let him know I'm ready. And then and then I'm thinking a haircut, right? Because I'm like, oh,
Your brother cuts hair too?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
like, oh, a haircut? He's all like, yeah, haircut. Nah, to knuckle up. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like,
Okay,
to knuckle up, right? I'm like,
all right,
I'm
be
like,
right
hey,
back.
fool, I think you got the wrong house. And then he's like, nah. I know who lives here. And then I'm like, all right, bro, but
Was
you
he
know-
on tweak or something?
Yeah, he was on one, fool. He was
you can tell.
he was on
Okay.
something because he was like you know when a guy's nervous and they start moving a lot, and then even when they're talking, their you know their tone
Right.
like it
Yeah.
sounds different. And then how nervous he is too. I'm thinking he's gonna like try to fight me because you know you kind of tell when someone's like nervous because they want to do something to you. That's how I felt.
So you
I
already
was-
felt that energy.
Yeah, I felt that energy as soon as I started talking to him. He was real like jumpy. So in my head, I was thinking like, all right, I have a feeling we're gonna fight right now because the way he's talking. Then when he was all like, you know, I'm ready to knuckle up, and he's looking at me too.
Knuckle up.
So-
You're ready to put those $5 boxing classes
Yeah,
to,
bro.
to the ultimate test.
Yeah, bro, I was ready. I was all like, I was just thinking like we're probably gonna end up fighting. And then he's all like, you know, let him know. I'm like, well, look, bro, you know, she doesn't live here.
I would have
whatever.
been, you know, you already talked too much there. I would have threw him out a long time ago.
No, because my mom's also in the house, so I'm not gonna.
Oh,
start
right,
to-
right,
And then
right.
he had one hand in his pocket too, so I'm like, I know he's not gonna have a gun in that small
Maybe a
pocket,
knife
but
or
a
something.
knife too.
Yeah, correct.
So I'm thinking, I'm like, I'm not gonna risk it just to fucking fight this dude, right? I'm like, if he throws a punch, then we're gonna fight. So he's all like, all right, bro. Well, you know, he said, oh, your brother, you know, when I was at work, he called me and he wanted to fight, you know, and I wasn't ready, but you know, now I'm ready.
So he wasn't ready over the phone?
So I'm like, I was like, what the fuck? He's all like, all right, bro, you know, and he starts walking away. He's all like, all right, bro, just let him know I'll be around. I'm like, what
Okay.
the fuck? I'm like, all right. And then I just closed the door and I went and asked my brother, I'm like, hey, do you know this guy? This is how he looks like. You know, did you ever get in a confrontation with someone? He's all like, what the fuck? No. I'm like, oh, that was just tripping. But then later I find out the owner's name, he mentioned another girl's name. and I was cutting someone's hair, one of my clients. He's all like, "Oh yeah, that is this girl's friend." So that fool definitely knew them. So now I gotta talk to the owner, be like, "Hey, this fool is looking for you. Like, I don't know what trouble."
You haven't talked to her?
No, I haven't talked to her yet. So maybe that.
You're in
fool,
Downey?
borderline
sorry,
Downey Southgate.
Oh, Hollydale,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Hollydale.
Oh, okay.
That's another fancy name for Southgate.
For Southgate, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I need to let her know. Like, hey, dude, some dude's looking for you. What probably happened is that fool was looking for maybe one of her brothers. Her boyfriend called him talking shit, and then he probably knows her from back in the day. That's why he went to the house.
But I mean, who does that, honestly? Who comes?
Well,
who
he's
comes
a
up to
loser.
a house? Exactly,
He's a
right?
loser.
I mean, he's coming up to somebody's house that he doesn't know. I mean, if somebody's that much of a threat and I have a gun, I'm shooting the motherfucker. You know? Like, whether I know training or not. I mean, I don't know what he's capable of or what he has on him.
You gotta wait till he enters your house, or else it's murder.
I guess.
So yeah, I would just
Well,
wait.
you could just drag him in real quick.
just
and say he
wait.
forced himself in. There you go.
Yeah, just wait and he'll move back. Yeah,
Exactly.
but, yeah.
Let him step in, and then there you
Yeah,
go.
and then you can shoot him. Yeah, but that dude, you could tell like he has nothing to lose. The way he looks, and then I'm
Right,
like,
it's just
how
some loser.
You're in your late 30s. Who the fuck goes up to another house and keeps saying like, yeah, I know they live here. Like, that's why I was in like.
Well, who even speaks like that over the phone? Honestly, you know, let's knuckle up right
Yeah.
now.
I was in person.
Yeah, that was in
Well,
person.
no, because
when
remember
told
he
me
said that.
Oh, yeah.
that he wasn't ready. I wasn't ready.
I wasn't ready. I was at work, bro.
I was
They
at
were
work,
bugging me. And then, but now I'm ready now.
I'm
I was
off
like,
the clock now, bro.
Yeah, where you at?
yeah. So that shit was weird, bro.
Yeah, that's really. What time of night was it?
This was like close to 9 p.m.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So that's why it was.
So you
real
can tell
lit.
he's up to no good, you know.
Yeah. And then some of the neighbors said that like 2 blocks away, like someone was breaking into cars. So I was thinking like, oh, maybe
You know
he
what?
was one of them.
You know what? Maybe he was knocking on the door, trying to see
That's
if
what I
anybody was
said.
answering, and
That's
know,
what I was thinking.
made up
Like
this
if
excuse.
no one answered, then he would
gonna
go
break
into the
in?
car. But then he knew the name of the owner.
Oh, okay.
I thought that was a coincidence, but when he mentioned the other name of the girl, and then I mentioned it to one of my clients
Right.
that knows the owner, he was like, "Oh no, fool! Like that's another girl that's friends with the owner." So then I'm like, "All right, this fool does know the people that own the house."
Well, that's really weird. I
Yeah.
mean, that is a coincidence. Speaking of coincidences, there was this one time I was in my younger years. You know, we called one of my friend's house and we were prank calling him, and we just made up some random name. I think it was Angel or something. We're like, "Oh, Angel." I pretended to be a cop, and I was like, "Angel's right here in the hospital. He's really hurt, and he's drunk." And you know, but we were messing around. Oh my god! It turns out my friend did have a family member named Angel, and so they were out there looking for him, and yeah, they were pretty upset, you know. So yeah, and they called me, "Hey, you motherfucker!" What? Because he knew it was us, because he heard the voicemail. But the parents were the ones that came up to my buddy, and we're asking him, "Where's Angel? Where's Angel? Is he dead?" And blah blah blah. And it was weird.
Damn.
We had a good laugh, but at the same time, he was mad at us.
Damn, yeah, because the parents aren't gonna know you're fucking around.
Yeah. Well, because he would prank call us quite a bit, so, you know. he
Oh,
finally,
so you got him back.
yeah,
All right.
exactly. It was more of a, I got you back. It wasn't us for being assholes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's a terrible thing to do, but it was just a strange coincidence, you know. We got the guy's name right and everything, so, yeah.
Poor Angel.
Poor Angel.
Poor Angel, I know, dude. Also, before we sign off, when's Johnny's next fight?
Johnny's fighting December 15th at the USMTO Regionals in Mesa, Arizona. And not only him, but also Martha Rodriguez. She's also fighting. It's one of my fighters. Josh Garcia is also fighting. And Jose, hopefully he's fighting. I think he got a little bit of he got sick. I don't know if it was bronchitis or what, but I hope he can make his fight, because he did work hard and he did train really hard. And, you know, it's pretty upsetting, especially a week out, seeing people, you know, not being able to compete, especially after all that hard work, you know.
Damn,
So
yeah.
it's pretty, yeah. I hope he can, but I definitely understand if he can't make it, because
Right, yeah, you're sick.
there's no way you can fight with no lungs, you know.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
you know, if getting sick is a big thing, especially when you compete, or even when you just train. When I would get sick and I would miss a few days, it'd feel like I didn't train for months, you know, because my airways are closed from, you know, my lungs, and it's bad. So, I mean, hopefully, you know,
He comes,
he
makes
comes, or
it,
if
he
not, then-
recovers.
Yeah.
If not, then he'll just train and then,
Exactly. Then he'll be ready for the next one, which
Yeah.
is next year. So.
so December
Right.
15th. Can they watch it like online or something?
You know what? I think they do have a streaming link, but I'm not sure. I know they do. I think they do have it. It's
Or at
I
least
think-
you should have someone record them and then post it up on YouTube.
right.
That'd
Well,
be
I mean,
dope.
it's kind of hard because I mean the place only allows you to have two corners. I mean, I'm coaching and then my other
No,
guys.
yeah, but
you know.
someone, I mean, at least from the
Right, from the
audience,
stands.
at least,
Yeah.
so people could get a view, like how he
Right.
fights or something.
Right.
I know you guys did. You guys recorded highlights. Someone was in the audience for
Right.
his last fight, right?
Yeah. So that's his name is usually Eric O'Neill. That's Johnny's dad. He usually records, but at this time he's gonna be helping me with the hand wraps and in the cornering because I don't think our wrestling coach his name is Adrian. I don't think he's gonna be able to make it. So, we'll see who records. But we normally do. But like I said, we also don't like posting everything because we don't like sharing everything. you
Well,
know.
do you mean like the fight?
Yeah. Like,
Really?
if we do record, it's mostly for us only. you know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because we don't like to post anything. And so unless the USMTO, which I do believe they are streaming it,
Right.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they do have a link. So it's usmto.com.
Right.
And they do have links. So they'll be showing those fights.
All right. Cool, man. Yeah. So I guess that's it, right? Anything else we gotta mention, Ivan? No.
I don't think so. I mean, where where can people find you on Instagram? I don't know, Snapchat. If you want to, that's
Snapchat.
a little more
I
personal.
know, right? No,
Facebook.
they can find us at our website is www.kingcobramma.com. Also, our Instagram is just King Cobra MMA, and also our Facebook is King Cobra MMA. So
Oh, remember I mentioned one of my friends is gonna bring his daughter. Did anyone ever come in with a girl? With a
you
little
know
girl?
what? We have so many kids come in, so I mean I don't know. I don't think
I'm
they
gonna ask
mentioned
them.
you, but yeah, maybe ask your friend and see.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I remember he was like, "Hey, bro, any MMA gym or something close?"
Right. Mhm.
And then I mentioned them. So
Yeah, because our kids program's really big, so
Oh, okay.
yeah, it's kind of hard to keep track of everybody. And I'm surprised I remember everybody's name with all the
That's
brain
awesome.
damage that I have.
Yeah. So this is basically it. So sometimes what we're gonna do is go to different like gyms and then just talk to different people, get their insight on fights as well. So we'll see you guys next week on the recap of these fights.
I've been also trying to get Johnny, but I've been messaging him, whereas I should probably message his dad, Eric.
Yeah, I mean,
But I know he's
just so busy.
Yeah,
I mean, he
I
has all
know.
these fights coming up, so it's especially on Mondays he goes, puts in more work,
Like
so it's hard.
boxing, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So it's hard for him to, make time.
Yeah.
Especially like, he has baseball, he has school.
oh, he's still doing baseball.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. That kid's one of the hardest workers I've known. So for him to get his baseball in, strength and conditioning, training, sparring, I mean, it's a lot, and school.
And
know,
like
so-
weight cutting.
Weight
He's
cutting. I
managing the
mean,
weight,
right
yeah.
now it's fight week, so I mean they're cutting weight right now as we
Yeah.
speak. So
Well, yeah. Hopefully we could get him on during after his fight. Maybe he has a break and be fights.
I mean that would be the best bet honestly.
when he's not in training camp.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which is kind of never.
Yeah,
too,
but
there's sometimes, like I said, there was a time where we had about 3 months off because nobody would want to fight him. So maybe you guys will get lucky again.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
If these fools keep being scared, don't be scared, homie.
don't be scared. Homie.
Yeah. So we're signing off. We'll see you guys next week. That's it. Peace.
Peace.